Welcome back. Hopefully you're ready for more magnanimous leadership and probably some bad CGI in there as well. More than likely considering the past few. But anyway, with the village probably about to be held siege, I want to see how well this girl does as being the de facto chief and the summoner of these goblins. But the whole skirmish itself is being facilitated by Ainz, which is kind of a clever way of testing each and every one. Like the battle maid Lupus for see if she's actually capable of protecting the ones that actually need saving. The chief herself to see if she can handle the village, and the newly acquired ogres and naga snake dudes. Probably won't be as spectacular as the Battle of Helm's Deep, but might still be good. Let's find out. Well, at least there are apart from all the screaming, I don't see why everyone screams in panic all the time. I mean, you can run away and find shelter without screaming. Hide with all of the other inconsequential villagers. Because of course, nothing bad will happen then. Not sure what I want to say about that one. Yeah, my suspicions about things that might happen to certain characters in this might come to pass, we'll find out, but Ainz has been rather kind recently and allowed various benefits and perks for people that he thinks has achieved something, so it is kind of funny that throughout the entirety, maybe, of the second season, most first and then so far in this one, we haven't really seen any of the issues between the human realms, like the slain theocracy. Surely the ogres would be better at pounding that into the ground than the goblins were. That's fine then. The grandma needs to be protected, so have you created a Molotov cocktail? Fantasy petrol bomb. The battle will be starting. Do they have the strength? Do they have the numbers? Basically, those two can just wade out into the front and they'll be safe, but they don't know this, so the walk cycle on those wolves. So is he a mindless brute, or has he retained some of his admittedly low intelligence? Against the ogres, I don't think it's going to do much, but the wolves may probably be a good shot. That's all the damage that boulder caused? There go the hinges. Prepare for the breach of the gates. When the Grand comes out with a battle axe, we know shit's going down. Okay. No, it's glue. Okay. Still, glue is relatively useful. Oh, he's got his weapon. If they've got Wolf Riders, I wonder if they'll eventually come up with the Spider Rider variant. Lay down your lives for the village and everyone that you want to protect. Ha! And they're all vying for that title. Trolls. The issue being their healing factor as well. Ugh. Who would know that a troll would be so agile to be able to climb over that wall with such grace? You can't leave them out there. Without informing anyone, at least. Stepping up. Delay. Just don't get killed. Take away the advantage of its smell. Okay, I thought it was going to check all of them or just get distracted. Is it still in the building? Huh. Haven't really seen much visceral like that recently. I wonder if they're going to try and make it strike itself. Okay, so the undead versions don't get their healing benefits. Yeah, and what was your backup for this? Surely this can't be the Yaroni factor. I wonder if Vargeist is the same in this as what I think it is. From my small knowledge of fantasy creatures. So it's like a relay. Let one get a rest. Oh no. At least he's stepping up. Is this really the time to be enraptured? You don't have to stand your ground to a troll, you can still back up, gain some ground. I wonder if they've been told not to kill them, or if they've just been let loose. Nice. It's still going to cause some major damage even with his defences up. Once again, human isn't exactly very powerful. Less of an arrow, more of a spray. Then don't wait for an ex machina. Find your own way out. I heard metal. Can you actually see health bars and stuff? Or can they? Don't pay the troll any heed. There is still a troll that you were terrified of, standing only a few meters away. Great. Don't actually show us. Don't know what hamburgers you've seen. Is this premature victory? Bit of both. Why did they send a single troll over that side? Seems a bit odd. And what about all the Nagas? Because they can turn invisible. Didn't they have any of them? Or is there just that one? Can't remember if he actually said he's actually got any subordinates. Everyone's so... I don't know what the word would be. I mean, sure, there's different gradients on everything, but people are stupid. Great, we don't see the subjugation of the big one either. Put the pieces together. True, there could be untold numbers of species. I wonder if he's gonna be in his big regalia of what they know him under. Or if he's just gonna... Oh, yeah, cool. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Despite how they all think the humans are scum, they're probably going to appreciate that they actually care and like Ainz. Who's going to be the guide? Two, 3, 4, 5. I'm surprised it didn't overfill. There's that kind of household magic. I'm guessing you didn't show her many flaws, though. And see how well... Foie gras. I'm pretty sure that they've, for the most part, never had any of these dishes. Quite the feast. Mm-hmm. This kind of... I'd be overwhelmed by this. It's like, what the hell is all of this? What about pizza? Ah! Okay. Dissatisfied with the fight, but the conclusion and everything, that worked out. And... someone that doesn't go into internal panic mode whenever they hear something like that. Surprised he didn't get dressed up. I wonder if seeing Ainz's palace would put a fire up Envy to create the potion much quicker to a much greater effect, or if the knowing the status of Nazarick and its inhabitants will put a sense of, well, he isn't quite good enough, which might put a dent in Ainz's plans. But so far, everything has mostly gone to plan, apart from the whole Shaltir incident, but... I mean, if you're going to show the pretense of a battle and it being a life or death situation and, oh no, it's so scary, we're surrounded and the enemies are strong and are we going to be able to take them down? Can't you show a little bit of it? I mean, I kind of understand in a way of you don't want to portray them as being good and powerful and being able to fight against that kind of foe, because then you might not see Nazarick as being this unsalable powerhouse that it is. But if you can do that, show the village getting splattered and having to be saved by the battle maids. Don't just be like, and massive great foe has appeared. Transition. We beat it. Huh? Of course, the one-off comment saying another one has been added to the list. Good, because as he pointed out with the whole, he's not going to produce the potions if anything bad happens. That has now been extended onto another person. And if someone is so emphatic about showing their adoration, why wouldn't you keep that around? I wonder if that would cause any issues with the other Floor Guardians, because we already know their disdain for certain creatures. And I would also have liked to be able to see some of the food that had been prepared. Maybe we'll get it at the beginning of the next one. One thing I did like about this episode, though, was we actually got to see Enfi in kind of action. He's not powerful, but he has a lot of skills up his sleeve. He has his, I don't know how strong, but let's say base level magic, with his acid arrows and the hypnotize, which didn't work, but then again, it's a troll. Quite a bit more powerful than him, even with its lack of smarts. But that's not what was good about the character. He was able to kind of think on his feet with the whole, ogres smell bad, I have a bunch of chemicals, let's put these things together and buy some time. I do wonder though what Lupus Regina, if that's how you pronounce it, how she would have acted if his strength and defense spell hadn't worked and the troll had actually inflicted some fatal damage. She'd be in for quite the talking to, wouldn't she? I do wonder though, if the goblins and everyone is starting to suspect that things aren't right with the monsters that attacked them, is Ainz going to show his true form? I mean, everyone else has been subjugated under the knowing who he is. Well, everyone except any humans, which is kind of understandable. But this one town owes him quite a lot, and having leaders that basically owe them his life several times over? Anyway, lots of points about Overlord. Make it something that I do enjoy, even with its somewhat lackluster fights and the questionable CGI, but all of that can be forgiven. Hopefully it can for you as well. If you've enjoyed, please let me know. If there's anything I can do better, you should probably also inform me. I might not listen to it, but I might make some sarcastic jibe. Now, I have actually released quite a lot of episodes and stuff onto my channel so far, so if you haven't really watched a lot, you might want to go check any of the playlists. There might be something to pique your interest. For now, get some rest, and I'll see you in the next one.